So Spurs just lost 4-0 against a very good Bayern side. A Bayern side that is not yet complete, I think, because in front of goal they were not really clinical enough. Had they been, that score could have ended 7 or more. But we can't really fault them as much because this is a pre-season, and pre-season are there to sharpen the pen, and is it the pen or the pencil? To sharpen the pencil, yes. And that's exactly what they're doing at this point until obviously the Bundesliga season begins. But so far so good. I mean, 4-0, that is not bad, you know, for a team that hasn't really been that good or that clinical in front of goal. As for Tottenham Hotspurs, it's gonna be a long season. It's gonna be a bloody long season. And if there was anything I could tell Spurs fans, is that, you know what, don't put your hopes up, because I don't think you're going to do better than you did last season. Last season you were what, is it 16th or 17th place? This season I don't think you'll make it to the top 10, especially how you played. Even though you have Thomas Frank, a manager whom I respect very, very, very much because of how good he is, because of how massively he improved Brentford. I don't think he will also be able to do that with Spurs, especially with his first season. He will try, but looking at how much a lot of the Premier League teams, especially the teams that are in the top 6, have revamped and upgraded themselves, I don't think Spurs have a chance. I mean, Spurs have only brought in one player, which is Mohamed Kudus, and I don't think he can be able to do it alone. Just like today, you saw when he was playing, he tried, but it wasn't enough. I mean, Spurs still have players like Richarlison. Richarlison is just, he's not good enough. He's not good enough, and I know Spurs aren't really, a team you would expect to fight for the league season in, season out, because of obviously of their history and where they are currently. So you won't expect them to fight for the league. At least a top 6 finish and maybe a Champions League finish once in a while, that's more like overachieving for them. But Richarlison is just not it for them, I mean, they're there, but obviously they have to aspire to be in the Champions League season in, season out. They have to compete against the teams that are going to be included there. And next season, they're going to be in the Champions League. But from how they play today, I don't think they'll be able to compete. I don't think they'll be able to compete. If they did, it will be a miracle. And they definitely have to go in the market and bring in someone. Players like Jackson. Unfortunately, Jackson would be a little bit expensive. But it is said that also Chelsea can reduce the amount if there are potential buyers. That 80 million price tag they put on him, it's negotiable. So if Spurs try to bring him, maybe they might get something out of it, because I don't think Richarlison is the one to lead the attack. With Richarlison, I think he can be a backup, and he can even be sold. I mean, they can sell him and bring in someone. Palinga also, I'm not going to be hard on him. I mean, he spent most of the year, is it 2 seasons or 1 season, without playing. He was just only training here and there. Today is his first probably major game, even though it's a pre-season, but it's his first 90 minutes game. And now playing against obviously your former side, it's bound to put you off psychologically. He tried his best, obviously, but he made errors here and there. But with time, I think he'll get the hang of it. We saw how good he can be. That's why he went to Bayern in the first place, because he's very good. He's very good. He fights, and today I guess it's just, it wasn't his day. And speaking of players that didn't actually have it today, also Vicario is one of those players. The keeper, he was terrible today, wasn't he? I mean, everyone that just kept on trying, it went in. Everyone that just kept on trying, it went in. And he's usually better than he was today. I don't know what's going on with him, but I think maybe against PSG he'll be better than he was today. And also another player that I noticed was Jeb Spence. I don't like what he did, especially with the second goal. When he lost the ball, he asked for the ball, they gave him the ball, he loses the ball, and he's not running to take the ball. He loses the ball and he's not running to take it. He just goes around just, walking and just looking. What is that? If I was Thomas Frank, those are the first type of players that I'm not going to include. In fact, after that game, I tell you that never again will you play for my team. You don't use players that lose the ball and keep walking. You are not Ronaldinho, for heaven's sake. You're not Messi. You know what I mean? When you lose the ball, you have to go and mark the ball. Now, when you're trying to accumulate, or you're trying to assemble a squad of your own, and you start with players like that, players who lose the ball and walk, and after you concede, the player just does this. What is that? What is that? You have to run. When you lose the ball, run for it. We're not saying get it, but try to get it. That's what we want to see. We want to see a player that tries. And from what I saw there, he did not try one bit. And he is a problem. He's definitely going to be a problem. You know? So I think Thomas Frank has to address such issues. And honestly speaking, I don't think Tottenham actually has a bad squad. That's not a bad squad. I mean, they have, you know, Porro is very good at his position. You know, there's Van de Ven, there's also Romero. I don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe he wants to leave or something. But also he had a terrible game today. In fact, there are maybe 4 players that actually had terrible games today. It has to be Richarlison, right? Palhinha too. Romero and also Vicario. Those 4 players were just terrible today. You know, and I don't know what went wrong. Bayern were the only ones that were pulling the strings. They looked like, you know, they wanted to get something from today's game. For Spurs, it didn't look like it. And what scares me even more is the fact that they'll be challenging, obviously, PSG on the 13th of this month, you know, the Super Cup, because they won the Europa League and PSG won the Champions League. And from what we saw today, they are going to be demolished. They are going to be demolished. They are not ready. They are not ready yet. And if anything, I think Daniel Levy should definitely go into the market. They definitely need a striker. They need someone who can be able to bring in those goals. They have lost Son. You know, Son is not there now to help them in difficult times. And they're going to have to bring someone. Like I said, maybe they might look into Jackson. Maybe they might also look into Ole. I mean, he's available. He's going to be expensive, of course, but and also his age is a little bit high, but they need a striker. They definitely need a striker. I don't think Richarlison is the one, you know, to go with. You know, he is injury prone. He has proven that, you know, last season he got more injured than any other season. I remember him. He also has a problem. Also, he blows hot and cold air. So he's not really someone to be trusted. But I mean, the transfer has at least 22 more days to go until it closes, so they still have a chance to go into the market and bring in a few players if they are to fight. Yeah, I mean, they'll be in the Champions League, they're in the league as well, so if they are to fight at least to be in the top 6 or be involved in the Champions League, to be involved in the top 4 and also fight in the Champions League, they need more recruits, because with the ones they have, I don't see any life there. So you know what, it's going to be tough for them. And yeah, I think Spurs fans are going to have to brace themselves, because it's going to be a difficult road. There's just going to be so much for them, you know, to bear this coming season. So it is what it is. Anyway, thank you guys for watching until thus far. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, and also share your thoughts on what you think of this Spurs side. Where or which position do you think they should try to bring someone? Because from what we saw today, hell is looming for them. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.